provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. Call right now. That number is 800-485-6003.
Good afternoon and welcome to Picks and Parlays Radio here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. I'm your host, Chelsa Messinger. You can find me every day on Twitter. At Chelsa Messinger is my handle. It's just my name. Also, check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. If you search Picks and Parlays, we're very easy to find. And we always appreciate your feedback. It's going to be a full day here on Picks and Parlays Radio. We've got a ton of people here. So if you don't like one handicapper, don't worry. We've got a whole lot here. We've got a full rundown. MLB Daily Picks, College Football Friday, and of course, it's a full slate. When it comes to NFL, we've got rapid fire picks for all those games that you're wondering about. Last night, the NFL kicked off with a nice little under for some of us that bet it. I took the Packers and the under, so your girl is 2 for 2 on the NFL season, despite everyone telling me that the Bears were going to win. Yeah, great call, guys. But yeah, it definitely looked like two teams that did not have their starters playing in the preseason because, man, that was a tough watch. I guess if you like defense, I think we expected that from the Bears defense. But, man, that was really one big play away from being a totally different ball game. Thank goodness Aaron Rodgers called some audibles because I wasn't impressed with Matt LaFleur. Yeah, he's 1-0, but his play calling and that offense, not very good. I took an in-game under bet after the first quarter because those offenses were not looking good, and it continued the rest of the night. It was a tough watch, especially probably for Bears fans. They were probably tailgating all day and night to see that. Mitch Trubisky was the favorite. One of the favorites to win MVP this season in some of the sports books. How you feeling about that bet, guys? Yeah, not great. Not great, Bob. But yeah, we've got a full show today. Get ready because we've got a lot of high energy guys. I'm trying to get my adrenaline up to compete with some of these guys on these rapid fire NFL picks. I might have to rein them in. Get a taser, something, so they fit in the time allotment. But yeah, it's going to be a great show. Stick with us after the break. We've got baseball plus a bonus NFL pick after the break on Picks and Parlays Radio.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first-class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. They want your money, and guess what? They can legally take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you. So what do? Fight back by letting our team of experts at the tax helpline work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws and will fight to save your money. So, if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket.
800-932-1749. 800-932-1749. 800-932-1749. That's 800-932-1749.
Are you an active stock market investor? Well, then you know these three key words: buy, sell, hold. Those three magic words can make or lose you money in the stock market. What if we can show you a time-tested tool that's been helping stock market investors succeed for over 30 years? It's called VectorVest, an amazing system designed to make smart investing easy. The VectorVest system analyzes, sorts, and ranks over 19,000 stocks every day and tells you when to buy, what to buy, and when to sell any stock to maximize your profits in less than 10 minutes a day. And if you call right now, you can test drive our amazing VectorVest system risk-free for 30 days for just $9.95.
800-584-2519. 800-584-2519. 800-584-2519. That's 800-584-2519.
And welcome back to Picks and Parlays Radio here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. I am your host, Chelsa Messinger. You can find me every day on Twitter. My handle is just my name, @Chelsa Messinger. And also check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. If you search Picks and Parlays, we're very easy to find. Let's get cracking on this Friday afternoon because we've got a lot to get to. And let's start with baseball. We've got Craig Trapp joining us, hopefully not giving us all overplays today.
Well, we did okay with the overplays yesterday. So I did the one under. It won under. We actually had the rapid fire segment, Major League Baseball. Did really well yesterday. Hopefully we
Tony's picks were good.
Mine were marginal.
All right, so let's get started on some of these games. Only 23 games left in the season, the regular season for baseball, so it's crunch time for a lot of these teams trying to make a wild card, clinch a division, and the Phillies are one of those teams. They're 4 games back for the second National League wild card. They're playing the Mets tonight. The Phillies are coming off a 4-3 loss in Cincinnati in 11 innings where they used 9 pitchers yesterday.
Well, I think Eflin's going to have to go at extended innings today, like you said. But I like the Phillies at a nice price here. The Mets, the price is -150. So to me, I just don't believe in a Mets team should be favored by -150 unless.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, I just don't think. I think it should be closer to -130. So I think the value definitely is on the Phillies, and I think Eflin's been really good his last 3 starts, or last 2 starts really. And the total's at 8.5. I also think the under's pretty good here. But I would say the better value here is to take the Phillies at +130. And, if some of you guys that like laying the +1.5, I think it's going to be a really close game. So that would maybe even be a little safer bet.
Right. I think, like you mentioned, the pitching matchup is pretty good. Steven Matz and Zach Eflin have both been really good as of late as starters. But if you bet the Mets any this week, you remember that crushing defeat on Tuesday where the bullpen gave up 7 runs in the 9th. So I know a lot of people are a little hesitant to take them, but I think the reason that they're the favorites is because they're coming off a win of the Nats, and then they had an off day yesterday, and now they're back at home. So I think the travel schedule kind of aligns in their favor, as opposed to the Phillies, who are worn down. Their bullpen has been used a lot, and they're coming off a loss to the Reds.
But I think when you look at this time of year, I like the teams that need to win. And,
right, and they need to.
The Mets, I just even though they're not that far back, farther back than the Phillies, I just think the Phillies have a way more realistic chance to overcome and get that second wild card spot. And I think the Phillies take a big step forward here with a big win tonight. I think they win this series too and pull a little closer after this one.
All right, Craig is taking the Phillies in that one, correct?
Yes.
And then moving on to the Nats and the Braves. These are 2 of the hotter teams when it comes to after the All-Star break. The Nats were hot. They won 17 of 22, entering last night's loss to the Braves. But the Braves, they said, hold my beer, we're hotter. They've won 15 of their last 17 games. They've been on absolute fire. Their lineup's starting to come back to form. Their starters are doing better. And they're also a pretty good team at home, 44 and 27 which actually their home road splits are actually not that different, but they're just a good team overall.
Well, Dallas Keuchel's been very good. A good pickup. Remember, he got picked up in June because it's stupid. You have to wait till June. Whatever. I won't get on my soapbox.
He did a mild Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah, but
he wasn't in Cabo,
it wasn't his choice. It was because of the weird contract situation that he had to sit out till June.
Right.
But I do think that the Braves win this tonight. This is actually my part of my 3-pack tonight, so it's my best Major League Baseball play with my top 2 college football plays. So you're getting this one for free. The Braves win this -110. I just think they're a slight edge when it comes to Keuchel on the mound over Corbin, and I like the Braves' offense at home. So I like the Braves stay hot and continue to show why they're the best team in this division.
I think Patrick Corbin is a really good pitcher, and I think he'll do well, but I do like the Braves overall in this one, just because they're hot at home, their lineup's better, and if their bullpen can stay a little better, because after the All-Star break and some of those trade deadline signings, they weren't looking very good, but they've been a little better as of late. Let's move on to the Giants and the Dodgers. I would assume the Dodgers are big favorites in this one. Clayton Kershaw on the mound, and the Dodgers are 55-18 at home. How do you pick against them, though?
I'm going to, though. Obviously, you don't make a ton of money betting against the Dodgers at home this year. Like you said, 58 wins is amazing. Teams don't get that in the season, and they still have, 5 or 6 home games left. But Clayton Kershaw has not been great in his last 2. Yes, they were against the Yankees and a hot Diamondbacks team, but Samardzija's been just as good if you look at the numbers. Now, he doesn't go deep in games, so we're going to need some bullpen help here. But his last few starts, if you draw a line through that last one, he's got 1 earned run, 1 earned run, 2 earned run, 1 earned run, 1 earned run, 0. So, yes, the 6 earned runs last time out get you a lot better value here, but we're getting this at plus 270, and I think it might even go up for game time. I'm going to lay a little on the Giants. I'm going to have this in some round-robin parlays today because I think this one could really juice up. We've seen these big underdogs the second half of the season. The big underdogs have been coming through in some big ways, and I think this might be a big one tonight.
I just don't see it with Jeff Samardzija. 0 wins in his past 4. 0 wins against the Dodgers this season. And we've seen this sometimes with pitchers that teams own certain pitchers.
Yes.
And they know that in their head. So I would honestly rather take an overplay here.
Well,
totals 8.5.
Yeah, I mean, I always say you got to be careful on West Coast games, on over games, these night games, West Coast games. There's not a whole lot of overs in those games. And this is tough to hit it out at the Dodger Stadium. So I think I would probably stay away from the total. If I was going to play the total, I'd probably play the under in this one. But, I just think the Dodgers, what do they really have to play for? They pretty much secured everything. They're probably going to have home field advantage throughout, I'm going to guess, if they don't just fall apart here. And I just think the Giants have a little value here. And this is, I would say, when there's football Friday, football Thursday, you get a little extra value because, the big bettors here in town, they seem to focus a little more on football.
All right, yeah, I think I'd go against you.
That's okay.
Taking the over.
You won't be the only one, I guarantee
that. The Dodgers have 250 home runs this year. That's a National League record.
Listen, when you bet against the best teams in baseball, you kind of got to...
Well, I'm not taking the Dodgers straight up because that's terrible value.
Yeah, I mean, but there will be people in town that take them straight up. Believe me, these big lines don't scare off people, and that's why the lines go up.
Right.
So there'll be plenty of people betting the Dodgers, and, for good reason. We talked about their home record.
Right. All right, so let's talk a little football because it is football season. And I know you're chomping at the bit. Let's talk this Texans-Saints game. First of all, what's the line in the total in this one?
Well, the line opened at 7 and 52.5. We see that pretty much everywhere. FanDuel does have a 6.5 out there. Of course, we're taping on Friday, so if you're getting this on Monday, these could change. And I do see some 53.5 with Caesars and DraftKings. So if you're in New Jersey, bet accordingly on that one. But I think this is an interesting matchup just because the Saints obviously got a lot, with the missed pass interference call last year against the Rams. And, a Texans team that was a lot of news with Clowney trade just last week.
Right, and it seems like the other Monday Night Football game is really taking the spotlight with the Antonio Brown making headlines every single morning. It just seems like part of my routine. As I get up, I check Twitter, and I see what's up with the new drama with Antonio Brown. But the Saints, some people like them to win the Super Bowl this season, one of the better teams in the NFC. Texans, I don't know. I mean, 7 points is a lot in the NFL.
Especially week 1. Underdogs in week 1 historically are really good. But New Orleans, I think they have a big focus this year to really show that they were, they were screwed last year. Without any question, nobody's arguing. Now we, of course, changed the rules.
Right.
Now you can, we saw it last night,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Thursday Night Football, where you can throw the flag and say this was pass interference or it wasn't pass interference. And I like that rule. I don't really love the extra time stoppage, but I'd like to get it right. I just think this matchup comes down to if the Texans can run the ball. Obviously, they lost.
They added Laramie Tunsil.
Miller.
Tore his ACL or MCL, something that has him out for the season. So their top running back is gone. But they did add a really good offensive lineman in Laramie Tunsil from the Dolphins. So I think that's a boost to their offensive line that really needs it. That's the thing for Deshaun Watson. He needs some time.
But you have to be able to run the ball against the Saints team. You have to play keep away against the Saints, especially at New Orleans. And if they can't run the ball, that's going to be – and they fall behind because, the one thing Watson has shown is that he's not quite – in fact, that whole draft, I don't think those quarterbacks are quite as good as what we thought. And I just think, obviously, Drew Brees, Hall of Famer, with something to prove this year after last year.
That.
I think the play here is you take the Saints -7. Like I said, it's dangerous week one playing this. I also think the under. And in fact, I think my under, actually, I put it as top place when we get to later show. Under 52.5. But I lean to the Saints.
Giving it out for free, folks.
Under 52.5. So I mean, the under, you look at it, we saw this.
10 seconds.
No one plays any players in the preseason, and that led to under. And Thursday, I think it does here again.
All right, we're back after the break with more football on Picks and Parlays Radio.
Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low-cost airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517.
This is an urgent health notice for all residents suffering from back, neck, knee, and wrist pain. You may qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you, but the deadline is fast approaching. Simply call the Health Alert Hotline now.
You heard right. You may qualify for a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace. These items may even be covered by Medicare or your private insurance. The Health Alert Hotline is your brace company. These specialized braces have been tested for pain relief. Call us toll-free right now to determine your eligibility and to learn how to use your private insurance or Medicare to minimize your out-of-pocket cost. Don't wait. If the deadline passes, you may lose your opportunity to get a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace at little or no cost to you.
800-430-9571. 800-430-9571. 800-430-9571. That's 800-430-9571.
And we are back here on Picks and Parlays Radio on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. I am your host, Chelsa Messinger. You can find me here every day, 1 Pacific, 4 Eastern, and also check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube because we stream the show live every weekday if you want to see the faces behind the voices. We've got college football up next because it's in full swing, and there's plenty of games to talk about. We've got Tony T in studio joining us here in Las Vegas to talk some of these matchups. What did we learn from week one and how to bet some of these?
Well, week one, we wanted to take a look at some of the first-year starting quarterbacks. We had some coaching changes. True freshman quarterbacks.
Right.
See, they handle the pressure. We saw Boise State last week have a little bit of issues having to, move their game to Tallahassee.
And they still won.
And they battled heat and humidity. And it was Florida State who had trouble with the heat and humidity.
I know.
How does that happen?
They said that their conditioning was to blame, which I don't know if Willie Taggart is just saying that to kind of cover for himself. But yeah, let's talk some of these games on slate for this weekend. Let's start with Wake Forest and Rice. Rice, they lost 14-7 to Army, but man, did they cover that huge spread. It was 23.5 was the spread in that one. They almost won. Not only did they cover that spread, they almost won against an Army team that was 11-2 last season. Wake Forest beat Utah State 38-35, and that was one of the teams that you were telling me looked really impressive.
That's correct. And looking at this game here, Wake Forest and Rice, Wake Forest favored 19, total 58.5. Now, they met last year, and Wake Forest, 56-24 win, covered as a 28-point favorite. They were up 42-3 at the half. So if you look at the stats from last year, a lot of junk yards in that second half because it was a Wake Forest domination. Now, we talked about Army. Army really couldn't exploit the Rice defense because all they do is run the football. And Wake Forest didn't play much defense last week. They were on the field for, 64 plays. And I think in this game, Chelsa, Wake Forest ran over 100 plays last week. I think Rice is going to wear down in this one. The quarterback here for Wake Forest, Jamie Newman, pretty good game last week against Utah State. They beat a pretty good Utah State.
34 of 47.
Yeah.
47 pass attempts. That's a lot. So like you were saying, I think the question for me is, can Rice defend the pass? Because Army had 8 pass attempts total in the entire game. So yeah, they stopped the run, but can they stop the pass against this Wake Forest offense that's been a lot better as of late because traditionally hasn't been very good, but 579 total yards of offense in their opener against Utah State, which not a cupcake, pretty decent team.
Utah State, a really good team. And of course, we look here at Rice, inexperienced offensive defensive line. Now, this is a team that won 2 games last season, and they allowed 36 points, 280 passing yards per game. That's where they're going to get exploited.
I think that's where that big number came from.
Exactly. That's where the big number comes from. Last year's meeting, it was all Wake Forest, that big halftime lead. And I think I have no problem here laying the points here with Wake Forest. Matter of fact, a little value because people think, wow, look at Rice play with Army last week. But really, Army could not exploit the weakness for Wake Forest.
So Tony is taking Wake Forest minus 19. Let's move on to the next game on our slate. It's Marshall and Boise State. Boise State, the number 24 team in the land, and they are favored in this one. The total is 57. I think they're minus 12. Boise State?
It is a minus 12 here for Boise State, but I'm going to take the dog here with Marshall plus the 12. They're an experienced team. Their second-year quarterback here is Green, and played well in his opener, 18-28, 238 yards. Marshall, very good defensive team, holding teams to 21 points a game the past 2 seasons here. This could be a little bit letdown for Boise State, having that big game against Florida State, having to get up for them, coming back home to the blue turf. Now, it's new blue turf. They changed the turf. It's going to still be blue, but you got to be concerned when you change field turf. How are the players' footing going to be on that new field?
Right. I think you're exactly right when you talk about Boise State having a rough week. When it comes to travel, I mean, they crossed several time zones. They changed that game real late in the week because of the hurricane. It was a 4-hour game. They ran 108 plays. So if anybody's worn down, it's probably Boise. But you know what? They're 8-2 under Brian Harsin in short weeks.
They are, and I'm a little concerned here. Boise State did give 31 first-half points in that game. So if you're going to blame the humidity on Florida State, maybe they were out a little bit, and maybe Boise State isn't as good as we thought they were. Giving up that many points in the first half.
It depends on how you look at that game. It's if you look at Boise State being good and coming back, or Willie Taggart and Florida State just wilting. So you can look at it 2 sides of the coin. Marshall 0-7 versus ranked opponents under their current head coach, Doc Holliday. So you've got to wonder if they can really step up to the plate and play a big team that's ranked in the top 25.
That's a good question here. One thing with the Boise State team giving up 327 yards through the air. So, with Green here. I think they may be able to move the football again. When you're getting points here, that game could land 10, 11. You still win no matter who wins. So I like that position.
Right. I think personally I would take Boise in the points. I think they're a good team, and I think they're a little undervalued. And it's a big win. A win is a win is a win over Florida State. And I just don't like Marshall in that big spot. Personally.
Well, you've been hot. You've been winning.
I know. Well, I've got to go against some people here and there. You know.
That's right. Got to
Can't
pick your
just
spots.
agree. But I do like Boise State to perform again, because I think it's hard to tell after week 1 of college football because we've got to remember that these are kids. They're 18 to 22, so I think it takes them a minute to kind of get, full swing.
Exactly. You got to look at the consistency. A lot of those
Right.
freshmen that play, that's one thing I'm always worried about when you back teams like Miami, a freshman quarterback. You got to wonder, can they carry that performance to the next week?
Right. Well, and if the coaches take that into consideration, because we saw with Miami, they didn't really put too much on that quarterback's plate. They schemed around it. They did short passes that weren't too hard to complete. And so there's ways to coach around it. But we have been seeing a lot more true freshman quarterbacks. And that seems to be a trend in college football.
And we're going to see one this week with USC forced to use their freshman quarterback, and Stanford, because Costello was announced that he will not play. So we got a sophomore going against freshmen, 2 first-year starters.
And that's why I like the under in that game.
There you go. All right, yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the big one. LSU, Texas, number 6 LSU, going on the road to face number 9 Texas in a top 10 matchup. Probably the biggest game of the week. I think it is the primetime billing. And everyone's liking LSU. It seems like in this one they're favored by 6.5 points. But you know what? Texas, they beat Georgia in the Sugar Bowl last season. Georgia was pretty darn good last season. I know it's a bowl game. Things are a little different, but I think it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, and I think that's what set the opening line. They opened it. I saw the
Right,
the
it's
golden,
recency bias.
Yeah, recency bias. The Golden Nugget opened this line, LSU -1 back in the early summer.
Right.
And there's been so much movement on this game. It opened about 3, now 6.5. And of course, if you look at LSU and Georgia Southern is a very good team, an 11-win team from last year.
Right.
And they dominate the line of scrimmage, offensively, defensively. Burrow had a really good game. They put up 55 points on a really good mid-major program. So that's why you're seeing this line move this way. And of course, you talked about the win against Georgia. That bowl game, some of the professionals, when they always talk about motivation, and that was a team that really wasn't motivated to be in the bowl game. You missed the playoff. That's what happens. You often see a big school like that come out flat. That's what happened with Georgia.
Right. LSU traditionally has been a defensive stalwart, but like you mentioned, their offense, man, it's been a lot better. People actually have faith in their quarterback, because usually that's the problem with LSU is they don't have a good quarterback, and it seems like Joe Burrow is at least serviceable and at least a game manager. For this LSU offense that returns 8 starters from last year's squad that averaged 32 points per game. So what's the total in this one?
The total in this game sits at 57. And yes, Burrow was really sharp. 82% completion percentage was really good. 272 yards passing was sharp. And, and of course, we always talk about LSU. You got to talk about their defense and their experience.
Right.
You've got six starters back in their front 7. Their entire defensive line experienced.
And they're huge.
They
have several guys over 300 pounds. Their nose tackle is 348 pounds. He's been eating a lot of gumbo.
Yeah, he has been. And probably some Texas barbecue this week to add up some more muscle protein.
Right.
But, when you look at Texas, they're not experienced on the offensive line. They're really young there. And I think that's an area there where this game is going to be decided in the trenches.
And I was going to say, when it comes to LSU, and the SEC in general, it seems like the size on the line is just so much bigger. So it seems like these SEC teams really win the games in the trenches and with the offensive line, and that's kind of how you get the run game going. And that's traditionally how the SEC has really operated. So it'll be interesting to me to see how Ellinger operates under pressure.
That's right. It will be. How he'll handle the pass rush, how the offensive line will work, and also, too, something gets hidden. LSU has a really good punter. 3 punts averaged 52 yards a game last week, and he averaged over almost 47 yards last year. So field position can also.
We saw that last night in the Bears game.
Exactly. So field position, especially with a good defense, when you can pin a team down deep, and you're a quarterback looking at this front 7. I don't think Ellinger. I know he played Georgia, but this is a tough defense he's going to face today. And of course, with that punter that can pin him deep, it could be a field position game. And I think LSU here can add some points up late, get this game to cover.
I think I almost like an over in this one, just because LSU's offense has been so strong. And Texas allowed 26 points per game last season, kind of falling in line with that Big 12 knock on the conference.
Big 12 went 10-0 last week. They were the only major conference that went to not lose a game.
Who did they play? So was there any big ones?
That's a good question.
That's the question.
That's the question,
it's like
right.
people like
You
to
caught
knock
me
on
there.
the SEC, but yeah, they were playing good teams. Because South Carolina lost to UNC, which I have a lot of faith in Mac Brown. I'm rooting for him. I will never root for UNC because I went to NC State, but I do like Mac Brown. It's hard not to root against somebody who's dancing in the locker room at 68 years old.
Well, we know you follow NC State program. What do you think about NC State this year?
God, it's different when you're actually a fan of a team because then you're just so critical and you're just waiting for the worst to happen. Because last season we were ranked heading into that Wake Forest game and we had the big stage, and of course we lost to Wake Forest in front of all of my friends. Yeah, that was bad.
I think the tough one was last year when you faced Clemson. You know,
oh yeah, we should have won that game.
You were hyped. There was a big point spread, and I think people are kind of looking at that game.
And we missed a field goal.
Yep. 20 seconds. And you missed the field goal.
So what's your play on the LSU Texas game? Are you taking a side?
We're going to take definitely LSU here -6.5.
All right, those are our college football picks. After the break, we've got plenty more. Where that came from, we've got NFL rapid fire picks. Stick with us after the break on Picks and Parlays Radio.
Money Now 100 is not a lender, broker, or agent of any lender or financial advisor. We do not make loans or credit decisions. You must be 18 years or older and a U.S. resident to qualify. This is not an offer or solicitation to lend. I went to MoneyNow100.com and got the $5,000 I needed deposited in my account the next business day. If you need money for any reason, help is here. Go to MoneyNow100.com and get the money you need. Need to pay off credit card debt? Go to MoneyNow100.com. Need your car repaired? Need home improvement money? Visit MoneyNow100.com. If you need fast cash for any reason, go to MoneyNow100.com. Good, bad, or no credit at all. Go to MoneyNow100.com. You could get up to $5,000 as soon as the next business day. Go to MoneyNow100.com on your phone, tablet, or computer. Type in the address bar MoneyNow100.com. That's MoneyNow100.com.
We paid less for our Craftmatic today than we did 20 years ago.
If you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and free information on today's Craftmatic adjustable beds. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Rated #1 by consumers nationwide on ConsumerAffairs.com. Craftmatic beds come in all mattress types, including cool gel memory foam for up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand. Enjoy temporary relief of low back pain, poor circulation, nighttime heartburn, mild arthritis. You'll sleep better in a Craftmatic adjustable bed. So if you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and information. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Discover Craftmatic for less, up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand.
Call 1-800-371-9608. That's 1-800-371-9608. Call 1-800-371-9608. Call now.
Attention business owners. Are you struggling while waiting for your customers to pay on their net 30, 60, or 90-day invoices? Can't get a business loan? Have no equity? Bad credit? Or maybe no credit at all? Then you need to call AmeriFactors right now. AmeriFactors will give you cash for your invoices and there's nothing to pay back. We simply buy your account receivables, and if those clients don't pay on the invoices, we take the loss. We give you funds based on your account receivables, not your credit, and 98% of all applicants are approved. It's that simple. With AmeriFactors, there's no more waiting for your customers to pay. We give you the funds up front, then we wait for your customers to pay us. Fund your business today. Call AmeriFactors right now.
800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. That's 800-847-1183.
And welcome back to Picks and Parlays Radio here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. We have got a full show, and that includes NFL picks we're getting to right now. We've got Breet Raymer, Joe D'Amico, the two loudest people in the building. And I'm really going to have to get my energy up to compete with some of these people. And as always, Joe, bringing the accessories, the king of accessories.
Absolutely.
I miss your hat, though.
You know what? I was on with Brett, and I wanted to be next to my buddy. Matter of fact, everybody knows Brett Raymer, one of the biggest names in the world. I got to tell you, he's a buddy of mine for 3, 4, 5 years. We're very good friends. But I had to step up my game because he is one of the best guys, and he's great on air. And I had to step. No accessories for Brett. We had to come on as ourselves.
I got the accessory. I got the Cowboy
There
jersey
you
on.
go.
You know it. I brought accessories
There you go.
today. I'm ready to go.
Got the Zeke Elliott jersey now that he's finally back from Cabo, from drinking some strawberry daiquiris on the beach. Hopefully he'll be in game shape. Bless his heart. I noticed he didn't wear a crop top at practice. I'm wondering if he's hiding something.
Wow.
Daiquiri belly, huh?
Oh.
Well, NFL shape is a little different than just normal person shape. So I know he's been working out, but you know, he didn't have the body confidence to wear the crop top just yet.
He'll be all right, though. I don't think anybody played in preseason anyway.
You're absolutely right. And we saw that last night with that thrilling defensive game last night.
That game was ugly, wasn't it? And if Mitch Trubisky keeps playing the way he is, the punter of the team is going to be MVP of the Bears this year. My God, what a bust out. Sorry, Bears fans. He's horrible.
Oh, terrible.
I know. I can't believe some people. Well, he could still turn it around.
Listen, compared to him, Antonio Brown makes good decisions.
Oh, man. Yeah, that whole saga. When Vontae's perfect and O.J. Simpson are being the voice of reason, that's a problem. That's a huge problem. All right, so let's get to some of these games. Let's start with the Rams and the Panthers. The Rams are favored in this one, -1.5 with a total of 50. Guys, what's your side on this one?
Well, Chelsa, on paper, LA is solid, and the odds makers know this. But something about this line really bothers me, sports fans. It opened 2.5, went up to 3. Now it's swimming around at 1.5. This is the first game since last year's Super Bowl loss for the Rams. Meanwhile, Cam Newton is healthy, and he has the best supporting cast he's had in his entire career. I think there are better games on the board. I personally will stay away from this one. I think the odds makers may know something that most people do not. I'm staying away. Brett?
Well, you know, I kind of agree with you, Joe, but, you know, I think the defense here of the Panthers is going to do a really good job, you know, stopping the run. I like the under in this game. I think, you know, traveling from the across from the West Coast, going over to the East Coast, teams sometimes have a little bit of a problem. But I think that they're going to try to run the ball with Gurley. They're going to give him a little bit of a break in the beginning of the season. So you're going to see some of the secondary running backs. But I'm leaning towards the under on this game.
Well, I like the Panthers because I think they're not getting much value because guess what? Super Bowl losers, 3-16 against the spread in the last 19 season openers. So maybe they're getting a little more value than they deserve. And don't forget that the Panthers started the season 6-2 last year. So they're hot starts. So I'm taking the Panthers in that one. Let's move on to the Chiefs and the Jags. The Chiefs, of course, are favored in this one at -3.5, probably just because the Jags are at home. The total sits at 51.5. What are we liking?
Chelsea, interesting matchup. Jacksonville is something they weren't all of last year, guys, and that is healthy. This is a team that 2 seasons ago, they had 12 wins and they made it to the conference championships. And I think KC is the best team in the AFC. Sorry, Panther fans. I think KC right now, healthy, is the best team in the AFC. However, laying 3.5 on the road in week 1, if I had to play this game, the handicapper in me says take that 3.5 with the home dog.
Wow, really, huh?
Yes, sir.
Wait, the Jaguars?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah,
I
I'm taking
assumed
the
you were going to take the
Jaguars.
Chiefs.
Maybe I should take it up a notch when Chelsea's not paying attention to
Right?
me.
I wasn't.
Well, you know, one thing that scares me a little bit too, Joe, is you got a team here that was number 1 on offense, Kansas City, and you have the Jaguars, which were basically number 27th in offense last year. They have a decent defense. They went out, they got Nick Foles. They're going to be trying to do some different things, but they don't have any real playmakers. You know, Fournette, okay. Little bit of trouble in the offseason. They were even thinking about canning Fournette and getting rid of him. So they have a lot to prove to me. I think, you know, KC right here is going to go out. I think they win by more than a touchdown. The number 1 offense is going to be back. I think the defense is going to be good. Adding LaShawn McCoy, getting back with Andy Reid. I think he's going to have a lot of value with that team. Their running game was probably top 20 last year. I think they're going to do a lot better now. So I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs minus the points.
Yeah, sorry, Joe.
That's
I'm with Brett
okay.
on
The
this
handicapper
one.
in me, I like that hook on that game. By the way, I just want you to know, Chelsea, you have not mentioned that preseason football on Picks and Parlays. I was 14-5. You haven't mentioned that yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, he's 14-5. Now I mentioned it. So preseason, you've been really good.
Yes.
but now you got to show us that you're going to be good in the regular season.
And let me tell you something, I'm good all the time. All the time I'm good. Preseason, I'm good. I take up a notch this time of year. As everybody knows, multi-time college and pro football handicapping champion. As a matter of fact, last week in college football, got you paid SEC East. Game of the month on fire. I've got some big things this weekend happening. 5 big winners Saturday for you in college football. 3 big Sunday winners. And the king of Monday Night Football. I'm on a 19-6-1 documented run on Monday night. I got a big Monday Night Football for you. Get them all at Picks and Parlays. Listen to Chelsa and buy Joe D'Amico's plays at Picks and Parlays.
All right, now I'm paying attention.
There you go.
Now you've got my full attention.
Got my attention too.
There you go.
I might even buy the package.
Well, I'm surprised Brett's paying attention. I'm feeling his leg under the table. He hasn't
No. All right, let's stick to football, guys. Let's move on to the Colts and the Chargers. The Chargers are big favorites in this one at -6.5. Total sits at 44.5. The Chargers, big favorite at home. Do you like the home team? Away? Dogs? Colts without Andrew Luck?
You know, I think the team losing Andrew Luck was a big shock. Are they going to recover?
And we saw that in the line.
Are they going to recover from that? I'm not really too sure. But don't sleep on Jacoby Brissett. Good quarterback. He was a week 1 starter last year. Did really good. They have a decent offensive line. They have good receivers between Hilton and Funchess. I think they're going to keep it close. I'm going to be honest with you. I would take the points in this game. I think people are going to be sleeping on Indianapolis, and so are the Chargers.
Brett, I agree with you on a lot of your points. I like the Chargers long term. I think there's a lot of talent as long as their quarterback and a couple of key players stay healthy. This team is going to be a force in the conference. And Jacoby Brissett, he is not Andrew Luck, but he ain't no slouch either. 6.5 is a lot of points. I mean, flip side, guys, I want our sports fans, our listeners to know, Indianapolis, notoriously slow starters, 1-10 against the number, the last 11 in week 1. This game, to me, is tougher than a prime rib special in downtown Las Vegas. I will tell you this. I'm staying away from this one. I think there are better games on the board, but I do like a lot of Brett's points here.
Right. I kind of like the Colts as well, just because the point spread. I think they can at least keep it close. Jacoby Brissett was a 3rd-round pick with the Patriots. So the Patriots know what they're doing when they're drafting quarterbacks, and I think they saw some value in him, and they still have all those pieces around Andrew Luck that were there before. They built up that offensive line for Andrew Luck. It's still there and intact. Let's move on to the Bengals and the Seahawks. The Seahawks are 9.5-point favorites in this one. The total sits at 44.5. I know the Bengals have A.J. Green out, but, man, that's a big number.
The Bengals weren't good before when they had the last coach. The Bengals aren't good with their new coach. They have no A.J. Green. They have a tough task, going on the road to Seattle. They're also talking about, we have people in Cincinnati that receivers, now that there's no A.J. Green, I don't even know who their receivers are. I don't even know the names of the receivers.
I think a lot of Bengals fans
Justin Ross, they got Tyler Boyd. They got a couple of people, but no big name playmakers. You don't hear that A.J. Green anyway. They're 2-5 against this spread in the last 7. Be honest with you, I know it's a lot of points, but I think the Seahawks defense getting Jadeveon Clowney, I think that they show what their defense is made of, and I think they do cover. Yeah.
Brett, I'm going to keep this just like me and you, short and sweet. Seattle's a much better team, but I just can't lay near double digits this early in the season. If I played this game, guys, I have to take near the 10 plus 9.5 with the Bengals. No, they don't have any playmakers. No, there's not a lot of excitement there, but 9.5 points in week 1 is a lot of points. If you play this game, I would have to take the dog here, Chelsa.
Right. I think I'm leaning towards just staying away from it, just because the Bengals were actually pretty decent at the start of the year last year before they had all those injuries. And, I mean, A.J. Green's out, but I don't know. 9.5 is a lot of points for me to lay, even though the Seahawks do have a really good home field advantage. Jets-Cowboys. I know you want to talk about this one. Your boys.
Giants? Giants-Cowboys?
Yes, sir.
Jets-Cowboys.
Giants, Cowboys.
Giants, Cowboys.
Oh,
that's okay.
I just
Neither
saw
team
New
will have a
York.
winning
That's
record
all right.
in New York. It doesn't
sorry.
matter. Go ahead, Brett. Go ahead, Brett. You put them both together, and I won't go 8-8. But go ahead, Brett.
Zeke is back. Cowboys amazing defense last year. I think they have 3 of the best linebackers coming up and comings in the league. I think they're going to do absolutely amazing. Zeke is a big piece of what the Cowboys need to do now that he's back from Cabo. I think this is always a division rivalry with the Cowboys and the Giants are always close. They always keep each other close. Obviously, I'm betting with my heart, right? Because I'm a Cowboys fan. I love the Cowboys. Hard to bet against the Cowboys, but as a bettor, I would stay away from this game.
I was going to say betting with your heart.
Yeah, I know it's always the worst way.
trouble.
I love the Cowboys, but I would stay away from this game. These teams always play each other really, really close, and I think everybody's going to be wondering, when's Eli going to be out of the game?
Absolutely.
Well,
Guys,
Eli's still won games before. I mean,
yeah, I mean, he's won a couple. I think he's got a couple.
he's
of
won a
Super Bowls.
Super Bowl.
Chelsea, I'm going to tell you right now, there's two things you don't do with your heart. One is find a spouse, always with your head, guys. And two is sports bet. I'm a Cowboys fan, just like Brett is. And earmuffs, Chelsea. Sports fans, the Giants blow. They're horrible. Sorry, Giant fans. But reports are also that Ezekiel Elliott is not in game shape. Chelsea touched on that earlier in the segment. And I don't feel the Cowboys should be laying a touchdown to anyone right now. The start of the season, they don't come out of the gate very quick. I'm going to tell you right now, if I had to play this game, I'll take a touchdown on the G-Men.
All right. Play for the Cowboys. Now I just feel embarrassed because I wrote down New York. And
That's
I just
okay.
assume it was the Jets.
It doesn't matter. You won't hurt any. I'm a New Yorker. You're not going to hurt our feelings because neither team is going to win this season.
They both play in Jersey anyway.
That's right.
Right.
Listen, if they played in Manhattan, we would take offense. I've got some rapid fire on the last three games from Chelsea.
All right, so let's get cracking. Lions, Cardinals. Let's go.
Love this game, guys. Guys, this game is uglier than the stands of a Pittsburgh Steeler home game. Have you ever looked in the stands there? Is there a single orthodontist in the Three Rivers area? Guys, I want to tell you right now, these are the two worst teams possibly in the NFC, and they're pitted together, but the handicapper in me puts a small lead on the home dog here. I'll take the Cardinals. I think Bruce Arians, let me tell you, I think he had some talent in Arizona. I think he's so dumb it takes him an hour and a half to watch 60 minutes. I think it was all his fault. It falls on his shoulders. I'll take the 2.5 with the home dog here.
I agree with you. I like the coach.
There we go.
All right, moving on. 49ers, Bucks.
Love this game, guys. I want to tell you, you've got a healthy Jimmy G on one side and a revamped, very excited Bucks team on the other. Now, I cannot talk about this game, and it ain't because Jimmy G is Italian. He might be a second cousin of mine. It's because, guys, I have this game on Picks and Parlays as my 25-6 high roller play. You can get it at Picks and Parlays. Guys, these are normally reserved for my personal clients that move 10 times or a game or more. Go to Picks and Parlays, get my high roller. You're going to win this game between the 49ers and the Bucks.
Nice, I like it.
You like that?
Well, now I feel
Get
like
me a
we all
credit
should
card,
just
buddy.
take your side.
Got to make sure Jimmy G come back from the knee injury.
Jimmy G, he's healthy, but there's a few things on both sides that factored into my decision. Go to Picks and Parlays, get my high roller play.
All right, we've got one game left with 1:30 on the clock.
All right, I can
Spread
do it.
offense.
I can do miracles in a minute and a half. Just ask my wife. Listen to me. Over the last 22 years, these two teams have been AFC powerhouses.
Steelers, Patriots is what we're talking about.
Yes. I'm sorry. Did I? See, just like in the bedroom, I went a little too quick. Now, all right, guys, these two teams are AFC powerhouses over the last 22 years or so. They've represented the conference in the Super Bowl 13 times. This game is in Foxborough, and there are quite a few new faces in Pittsburgh. That's the news around the league. But they got solid ball players. For anybody that left, they've got solid guys in return. And trust me, guys, Big Ben, even though he might be the ugliest guy and you won't let him babysit your children, he still wins games. I'm going to tell you right now, these two coaches and these two teams know each other very, very well. And 4 of the last 5 games have gone what? Under the total, with a total of 49.5 as of taping. I like the under here.
I like the under too, Joe.
Wow,
Great
really?
minds think alike.
I like the under. I agree with everything.
Guys, there
you
was
say.
Ruth and
You know it.
Ruth and Garrick, Martin Lewis, Peanut Butter and Jelly, and Joey and Brett.
You know it.
All right, that was our rapid fire segment with all of our NFL picks here on Picks and Parlays. We want to thank both of you for stopping by. Always high energy, always fun, and always some jokes that I have to turn my head on. We're back after the break on Picks and Parlays Radio.
Do you use the blue pill to charge your sex life? Have you been thinking about trying the blue pill? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call and get your 44 pills for just $99. Stop overpaying for the other blue pills. Call us and start saving a ton of money for the exact same results. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. That's 800-223-0992.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down, 800-593-7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
Do you have a problem hearing the television? Do you need to crank up the volume so loud your family is screaming at you? Then put on your TV ears. TV Ears has helped millions of people just like you hear TV loud and clear without cranking up the volume. For about $60 with a 30-day free trial, you can get your own set of TV Ears. When you wear TV Ears, you can mute the TV volume for private listening or let others watch TV with you. Order in the next 10 minutes and take us up on our 30-day home trial and very special price. TV Ears is a brand hearing professionals have trusted for more than 20 years. And through this special radio offer, you can get your very own for just $60. Just mention promo code RADIO. So put on your TV ears and make everyone happy. 800-984-4207. 800-984-4207. 800-984-4207. That's 800-984-4207.
And welcome back to Picks and Parlays Radio here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. I am your host, Chelsa Messinger. You can find us here every day, 1 Pacific, 4 Eastern, and also on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, where we stream the show live every weekday. We had a jam-packed show, full of energy, some PG-13 jokes, and a lot of picks. So let's get to some of our picks for the day. Let's recap them right now, starting with Craig's baseball picks. Taking the Phillies over the Mets at +130, Nationals at Braves, taking the Braves -110, Giants at Dodgers. He is taking the Giants at +270 for a big underdog pick. And his Monday Night Football pick, Texans at Saints, taking the under, 52.5. Moving on to Tony T's college football picks. Wake Forest at Rice, taking Wake Forest here, -19. Marshall at Boise, he's taken Marshall +12. LSU at Texas, the big top 10 matchup, taken LSU at -6.5. And then finally, our rapid fire NFL picks with Joe D'Amico. Chiefs at Jags, he is taking the Jags +3.5. Bengals Seahawks, taking the Bengals +9.5. Giants Cowboys, taking the Giants in that one +7. Lions Cardinals, taking the Cards +2.5. And then the 49ers Bucks is Joe's high roller pick. 25-6 has been his record on those, I believe, what that graphic means. If you head over to picksandparlays.net, we've got all of that info for you and more. If there's any games you might have missed or you weren't paying attention, don't worry, it's on the website or also on our YouTube if you want any of those game previews. Once again, we're back here every weekday. That means we'll be back here on Monday. Until then, we'll see you next time on Picks and Parlays Radio. Bet, win, repeat. See you Monday.